What's up, everybody? What's happening? Listen, get it out, get it out, get it out. It is now happening. E3 is back. Last week, my son, Pastor Cotton, held it down for me. But I'm back today, and I'm excited, man. I am so ready to jump into this, what's going to be really a life-changing time. And so I want to encourage everybody to do what we always encourage you to do, to share it with someone, to get as many people to participate and to be a part of it as possible. So please share and invite others to jump on. I'm going to do that now, and then I'll be ready to rock and roll. When I tell you today's message is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. It is some things that God has been saying to me, and I want to just invite as many people as I can to jump on and be a part of it, because I'll be very transparent. What I'm going to share today is going to change lives. What I'm going to share today is going to change lives, and anyone who buys into it is going to see their life going in a totally different direction. So please share, invite others to join you now as we get ready to jump right in. Everybody, those of you who are presently on, if you don't mind, put in the thread, no more missed opportunities. Put in the thread, no more missed opportunities. Put in the thread, no more missed opportunities. And a part of where I am right now in my own life is understanding the power of not missing any more opportunities, the power of not missing any more opportunities. Because here's the thing that I've discovered in life is that when you take advantage of your opportunities, you change the game for everything and everybody connected to you. So I want you to invite others to join us, and I'm just kind of just throwing some people's names up here. And so here we go. No more missed opportunities. Whoever doesn't watch this, that's because they missed an opportunity. How about that? Okay, here we go. I'm so excited. So I want to give you an incredible quote, a couple of incredible quotes. It's a quote by an anonymous person that says, "Nothing is worse than missing an opportunity that could have changed your life. Nothing is worse than missing an opportunity that could have changed your life." Right? Nothing is worse than missing an opportunity that could have changed your life. Most of us, sadly but so, don't understand the power of opportunity. We don't understand the power of opportunity. And so what happens to most of us is that we find ourselves busy doing everything else, but not taking advantage of the opportunities that are ours. And so here we are, facing life, dealing with life, doing the things, that we think we ought to be doing every day. And then we wake up one day and an opportunity that was given to us is missed. And we go, wow, how did I miss that? What did I do? Where was I? And why wasn't my head in the game here? Here's why. Because most of us don't understand that opportunities don't introduce themselves. Opportunities are seized. Hear this. Opportunities don't introduce themselves oftentimes. They're seized. They're deserved. So yesterday I did a sermon about Rahab. And what was so crazy was, as I sat back and stopped and started reflecting after getting off of after getting off of Express Yourself, the thing that messed me up was that nothing in that story was said to her that this is an opportunity. She literally drove the opportunity. Nothing in the story. The men don't say to her, hide us. The men don't say to her, hey, because you hit us, we're going to do this. She initiated it. She drove it. And then ultimately, she was the beneficiary of it. Can I encourage you by telling you that in this season of your life, what you've got to stop doing is waiting on things to happen for you. And you got to understand that waiting on things to happen will only put you in a posture of waiting on something to happen. Watch this. There's this amazing definition that I got from a dictionary on missing an opportunity. It says to miss an opportunity is to not use an opportunity to do something. Watch this. This is what I added. To fail to maximize a moment, to advance your life or the lives of those connected to you. So when I miss an opportunity, I am failing to maximize something that will advance the life of the people connected to me. I am failing to take advantage of something that if I took advantage of it, if I had said yes to it, if I had put myself in this situation, guess what would have happened? I would have literally have seen doors open for me that were not even remotely possible until I took advantage of this. There's a guy by the name of Kenneth A. King, and he describes opportunities as a divinely orchestrated scheme for the advancement of humanity. They are chances created by the Creator for humanity to change their story. Oh my God, everybody put in the thread, changing my story. Changing my story. This is such an amazing quote that when I pulled it and begin to read it, and as I'm reading it, I'm becoming more and more excited. Divinely orchestrated schemes for the advancement of humanity. All right. The chances by which the Creator uses them to change the story of humanity. God is trying to write your story new and fresh. God is trying to add exciting chapters to your story. But you've got to understand the taking advantage of it. Very good. You guys are catching it. You're putting it in the thread. Literally tonight, what I want to do is I want to suggest that God wants to change your story. All right. Typically, I don't do a lot of Christian content in these E3s because I want to make sure that you're grasping the inspirational stuff. But this is important tonight. And what's so important about it is that the average person goes about life with life forcing its way on them instead of them changing the course of their life by changing the story. You get to write chapters in your life. Every chapter is not controlled by sickness or by government or by people who mishandle you. You get a chance to actually develop some of the content of your life. That's the amazing thing. I want everybody, if you will, to just invite 5 people right now, because I think we're getting ready to get really amazingly deep here. Watch this. Each time you utilize an opportunity well, you will never return to your previous state in life. I need everybody to get this. Whenever you take advantage of an opportunity, man, did the Spirit of the Lord just speak to me. Whenever you take advantage of an opportunity, if my wife and I take advantage of opportunities well, we will never return to a previous situation. When an opportunity is given to you, when an opportunity is made available to you, when you discern an opportunity, when you discern that this is a moment that can change my life, Elijah and Elisha in 1 Kings chapter 17, when you understand that a moment can change your life, then what you end up doing is you end up trusting the moment, and you end up doing the right things in the moment, and you look up, and guess what's happened? The moment has taken you into a whole new future. This is so big. The moment takes you into a whole new future. A whole new future. All of a sudden, you are in a different place. You're operating in a different sphere, and you're blown away. So You ready? You ready to take notes? I'm gonna give you a lot of content tonight. How do we take advantage of opportunities? Here's the first thing. Be on the lookout for them. Whoo, I love it. Be on the lookout for them. One of the most amazing things is that oftentimes we're not on the lookout for opportunities. We're not on the lookout for them. Like good example. I have a couple of my spiritual daughters who are a part of E3 every week. A part of E3 every week. Every week they're part of E3. And one of them actually said to me, I think it was LaJona, literally said to me, I can't wait for it. I look for it. I can't wait for it. I look for it. I look for E3, right? Immediately, it blew my mind. I got to come with my A game every week, if for nothing else. For those of you whose names I see every week, which says to me, you are looking for E3. You are dealing with this with anticipation. Well, watch this. Imagine if you created in your life that for opportunities. If you woke up every day and said, this is going to be a day that I'm going to take advantage. What was the E3 text message today? Today's going to be that day. Well, every day is that day for opportunity. So how do you create this mentality of looking out for opportunities? Here it is. First of all, you have to cultivate a mindset of anticipation. I love it. You have to cultivate a mindset of anticipation. You have to literally be expecting the best thing. All of you who are drivers know that a very good driver is a person who's anticipating something. So if there's a car in front of you, and let's say it's 15 yards ahead of you, right? And it's ahead of you. You see a stoplight 50 yards ahead of you, right? And it's presently green. You're going to start to anticipate that car is going to start slowing down, right? Because when the light turns yellow, you are anticipating that it's going to turn red, right? You are anticipating. Well, just think about this. And I'm going to say a couple of things further down, but just think about this. If you wake up every day in anticipation, not of the negative, not of the broken, not of the failure, but if you wake up in anticipation that this is going to be a good day and that there are going to be some things offered to me today that can potentially change my life, everything about your life will change. Watch this. There's this wonderful quote by Lawrence Schiller, and he's writing about sports photographers. He says the most important thing you learn as a sports photographer is anticipation. Not where the action is taking place, but where it's going to take place. Not where the subject is now, but where they're going to be. Successful people then manage life with an anticipation that something's coming. This is one of the most amazing things, is when you wake up and you go, wow, I'm believing that this is about to be great and this is about to happen. So I'm going to anticipate. And so watch this. I'm going to add this to your notes. I'm going to start making decisions based upon what I'm anticipating. It is the most amazing thing to watch people who operate in anticipation. But here's the second thing in terms of being a lookout, is that you got to manage emotional distractions. One of the most difficult aspects of being great is managing the distractions that will suffocate your sensitivity and cause you to mismanage what is happening positively in your life. You got to manage emotional distractions. Those moments when someone, enters your space with a bad attitude, and then they bring bring all that toxic behavior to your space. And if you're not careful, you will be absorbed in their toxicity and you will begin to operate out of their negativity. And then your mood changes. And watch this, at the point that you are now emotionally distracted, guess what ends up happening? Now you're incapable of paying attention to the opportunity that's in the moment because you've become emotionally distracted. How do you manage emotional distractions? Well, you manage it by how you cultivate your thought process. So, according to Philippians chapter 4 and verse 7, and the peace of God passes all understanding, guard your hearts and minds, right? And then it says, whatsoever things are true, think on these things. Again, it's the cultivation of anticipation, but it's also the cultivation of a positive mindset that allows you, watch this, to not be emotionally distracted to the point that you get angry, but you let the anger take you into an unhealthy place, right? Friday, I had a situation happen, and my wife says it well. She said it well. I failed the test, but God was still gracious, right? I got angry about a situation, and yet the situation still got resolved in my favor. If I had been calm at the beginning, I would not have experienced the unnecessary stress, right? Here's the power of growing up, not old, growing up. When you mature, you start to learn even from your failures and your mistakes. Emotional distractions are deep because their goal is to get you to dabble in despair to the point that you're no longer effective. But here's the third thing in terms of being a lookout. When you are on lookout for opportunities, you are managing your personal growth development. You are managing your personal growth development, right? Wonderful quote, right? Wonderful quote. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. Wow. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change everything. I wanted to change the whole world. But now I'm wiser, so I'm changing me. Your personal growth will qualify you for every opportunity. Your personal growth will qualify you for opportunities. When you become a person who focuses on your own personal development, your personal growth will develop you to the point that you will be ready for opportunities. Some opportunities come because you're growing into them. Some opportunities come because you're preparing for them. You are readying your mind. You're doing all of the things you need to do. One of the things that I'm excited about in my life is how God keeps giving me these reasons to keep growing, but he also keeps giving me environments by which I can grow, right? Okay, here's number two, right? In terms of maximizing opportunities or not missing opportunities. Here's the second thing you got to do, and it's tied to the one I just gave you. Here's turn down the inner volume. Everybody put in the thread, turn down the volume. Turn down the inner volume. Okay, what does that mean? That means that you've got a lot of noise inside of you. I want everybody to do something. I want you to do this when you get a chance. I want you to turn off all the devices, turn off the TV, sit in the dark, and ask yourself, is it still noisy? Wow. I want you to cut off everything, sit in the dark, and ask yourself, is it still noisy? Here's what's scary. There's a very good chance that the noise you're hearing is inner noise. There's a very good chance that the noise you're hearing. So imagine if you're having, if you can't get silence in your life. Chances are what is happening is when opportunities are coming, there's too much noise going on inside of you, too much chaos going on inside of you, too much rehashing of old ideas and old pain and old struggles for you to take advantage of a new opportunity. You guys getting it? Whenever you allow the volume to be high internally, that means it's gonna drown out the voices that God puts in your life to drive you towards your greatest purpose. So you got to learn how to turn down the volume. You got to learn how to turn it down because you want to be able to hear the voices that are speaking destiny and purpose to you. You don't want to hear the negative voices. So how do you do this? One, I want to suggest two things. Prayer. You got to have a time of prayer, but I'm not just talking about talking to God. I'm talking about a time of reflection. You got to have a time of solitude. Everybody put that in the thread as well. You got to have a time of solitude. You got to have a time of solitude. You got to have a time where you can hear. And in your hearing, you get a chance to do the next thing, which is journal. Journal. The way you turn down the volume is you journal, is that you get the stuff out of you. You put it on paper. You get it out of you. But here's the third way that you turn down the volume. You vent to safe people. You vent to safe people. One of the toughest parts of life is being in relationship with people you can't vent to, because they will come back at you with criticism, or they will come back at you with answers. And sometimes you don't need criticism or answers. You just need to empty your soul of what you're dealing with. Got it? Solitude then is huge because it allows me to empty my soul in the presence of God. But then there are safe space conversations where I can empty myself to people. And so when there's this solitude time, there's this time of journaling, and then there's this safe space. And what happens in all of it, are you getting it? What happens in all of it, I get to start turning down the volume. All of a sudden, I start calming down. All of a sudden, I can hear better. All of a sudden, I can relate differently. Turn down the volume. There's a wonderful quote that says, wisdom emerges in silence. Wisdom speaks in a still small voice. To hear it, we must create space of silence and allow it to emerge. Wisdom emerges out of silence. You want to be a person of wisdom? Develop the ability to be quiet. You will be amazed at what happens. Here's the third thing. Guard your conversational space. Guard your conversational space. Joyce Myers once said, if you want to get over a problem, stop talking about it. Your mind affects your mouth, and your mouth affects your mind. It's difficult to stop talking about a situation until you stop thinking about it. Wow, that's really good. If you want to get over a problem, stop talking about it. You got to guard your conversational space. Many opportunities are missed because we're focusing on the thing that's not the opportunity. We're focusing on the crisis in our life. At some point in your life, there will be created moments where you will be able to step into a new place. And that stepping into a new place will allow you to hear and then to guard your conversational space. I love this, because when you guard your conversational space, there are going to be moments of silence. I'm taking you back to number 2. There are going to be moments of silence. There are going to be moments of silence. And in those moments of silence, you can hear better. But also, when you're in the right conversational moments, ideas are birthed. So at one level, I'm silent to hear. At the other level, I am communicative to be clearer. And so here you are engaging in conversation with someone, and I'm going to say something in a few moments that's going to be really deep. And here you are engaging in conversation, and the conversations are birthing ideas. The conversations are birthing clarity. The conversations, I love this, is birthing confidence. All of a sudden, you're in a conversation whereby you're becoming more confident. You're in a conversation where now you're becoming clearer. And you're in a conversation where now all of a sudden you're getting clarity, you're getting ideas, you're going, wow, this is amazing. And what ends up happening is that in the conversation, there's so much given away in terms of wisdom and advice until you end up going, this is amazing. You got to guard your conversational space, right? Because if you're going to ever get to the next level in life, you're going to ever maximize opportunities, you got to make sure that your words don't cancel your opportunity. Wow. That your words don't cancel your opportunity. Here's number 4. And number 4 is big. And I need everybody to hear number 4. In order to maximize opportunities, in order not to miss opportunities, you got to pay attention to relationship shifts. Everyone put in the thread shifts. S-H-I-F-T-S. Shifts. You've got to make sure you're paying. And one of the most powerful shifts is relationship shifts. It's when all of a sudden your relationship starts taking subtle turns from, watch this, one relationship type to another. Now you start to notice the different kind of people that's being introduced to your life. Now you're starting to notice that your database, right? And I don't know this database is more. Now you're starting to notice that your contact list in your phone has certain people in it that it didn't have before. And that now all of a sudden you're starting to notice that, watch this, that people are lining up with your ideas. Oh, it happens, y'all. It happens. Well, all of a sudden your relationships take some shifts. Doesn't mean that other people are thrown out, because some people are going to grow with you. Some people are going to grow with you. Some people are going to be excited with you. But here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. There are relationship shifts where all of a sudden new people, man, the new people I have met in the pandemic has been amazing. The new people who have brought different skills and different ways of thinking have been amazing. You got to pay attention to relationship shifts. I'm going to give you 5 things that are evidence that your relationships are shifted. When God is sending you a relationship shift, the person, you ready, changes your way of thinking. They change it. And how do they change it? They challenge it. They challenge your way of thinking, and it changes your way of thinking. They challenge your way of thinking. All of a sudden, all of your ideas are no longer ideas that go unchallenged. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. As a pastor, I have had to deal with people challenging my ideas lately. And it's actually been good for me because it grows out what I'm thinking and what I'm seeing. You're not ready for a relationship shift if you don't know what to do with people who challenge your way of thinking. Your way of thinking is not the only way, right? Here's the second one. They introduce new opportunities to you. They introduce new opportunities to you. That's so amazing to me that all of a sudden people come into your life and they say, hey, you need to consider this, or hey, you need to think about doing this, or hey, you need to look at this as an opportunity. Listen, some people will never benefit from my life. Want to know why? Because they don't know what to do with the opportunities that I'm walking in that now gives them an opportunity. Wow. The opportunity to have an opportunity that changes the scope of your life. But here's the third thing. They expand your circle. All of a sudden, their friends become your friends. Their colleagues become your colleagues. And if they're walking in certain places and certain levels, now all of a sudden you start walking in those same places. I've seen that over the last couple of weeks of my life. God is shifting some relationships and he's expanding my circle. D, they give you confidence that was lacking. They give you confidence that was lacking. You didn't really trust that you could do that, and they just kept talking to you until you believed it. You really didn't believe that that was possible, and they kept telling you, not only is it possible, it's going to happen. I'm living that right now. Like right now, I'm living that. I'm living that right now. Someone who just kept speaking into me and saying I could do it and saying it was possible. Now here I am on the crest of something amazing in my life. And it had everything to do with people who gave me confidence. E, they hear your needs and they respond. I'm getting this more than I've ever gotten it. That people who really love me, they hear my needs and they respond. In the healthy relationship shifts of your life, you know what's going to happen is that you're going to run into people. You're going to build out a relationship. They're going to introduce you to new opportunities. They're going to help expand your circle. But you know what they're really going to do? They're going to fill that deficiency place where you feel like nobody gets or understands you. They're going to fill that space where you feel empty because nobody seems to hear you or understand you. They're going to hear your needs and they're going to respond. It's a wonderful quote by an unknown person who says, find someone who can change your life and not just your relationship status. Whew, I love it. Find someone who can change your life and not just your relationship status. All right, I got 2 more, then I'll be done. 1, do what you know while you're waiting for what's coming. One of the most amazing things in people who take advantage of opportunities is they take advantage of opportunities while they're busy. They take advantage of opportunities while they're working. They take advantage of opportunities while they're working on an opportunity. You are never going to figure out your next level until you do something with this one. Okay, remember the steward. When the princely king came back, he said to him, you know, because you were faithful over a few things, now I give you a new opportunity. What are you supposed to be doing that is going to give you credibility for what happens next? This is so powerful that literally every day you need to be working on something. Every day. So watch this. So someone walks in, gives you an opportunity, says to you, go be great, and then they help you and they walk with you. You ready? While you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. They come alongside of you while you're moving. You got to stay active. You can't dry up waiting on an opportunity. You can't resign from a job. Watch this. You know, I'm working as a janitor, but I want to go do this, and I resign from my job. Then I sit around waiting on another opportunity, and then what if that opportunity doesn't come? Now all of a sudden I'm dead in the water, right? I'm literally with nowhere to go, nothing to do. I'm just sitting here. No, keep working while you're waiting, right? Keep working while you're waiting, right? Because whatever's coming is going to come while you're waiting, but it's going to really come while you're working. So I want to throw 3 things at you that you need to do. Here it is. Track your activity, right? Track your activity. One of the most important things you can do is to track your activity. Now, what does that mean, John? Literally look at the stuff you're presently doing and ask yourself, is it working and is it pushing you towards what you believe you're created to do, right? Track your activity, because maybe in your activity, you ready, is a new opportunity. Wow. Maybe in your present activities is a new opportunity, and you haven't seen a new opportunity because you've not tracked it. Don't ever become routine without becoming revelatory. Don't ever become routine without becoming revelatory. This is huge, because sometimes what you're doing is really your next opportunity. Yes. Listen, what do? I preach, right? That's my day job. I preach, I teach. So where did E3 come from? E3 is nothing but me doing what I do. So in my activity, there was always E3. E3 was hid within my activity, which now gives an opportunity. Man, I hope y'all are getting this. Right? I hope y'all are getting this. My activity was housing my opportunity. Man, put that in the thread. My activity is housing my opportunity. Some of you, your $1 million idea is in what you're doing right now. It's just extracting it and taking it to the next level. That book is in what you're doing right now, right? All of it, that business is in what you're doing right now. That's what I'm hearing. 2, tied to this, evaluate how you use time. Step back and look at how you're using your time, and then ask yourself the tough question. Am I wasting time? Am I wasting time while claiming to be waiting on an opportunity? Am I wasting time? I'm not suggesting somebody's going to work 24 hours a day. That would be foolish. But I am suggesting that while you are in a posture of sowing, of working, that you stay engaged. Evaluate how you use your time. Number 3, determine the value of existing projects and commitments. Determine the value of existing projects and commitments. Are y'all grasping me tonight? Determine the value. Some things I shouldn't give as much value or attention to anymore. Some things I can redirect. Like right now, the board of directors for our church and the board of directors for our daycare is in a meeting. And what am I doing? I'm doing E3. Now, I could be on a Zoom meeting with them, or I could be talking out my purpose. They are a part of what I do, but they can handle that. They can handle that. Me, on the other hand, I'm here with you because this is my assignment. They can handle the meeting. They can manage the decisions. But what I'm trying to do is grow you. I put a value on something. I put a value on it. And the value was E3. It doesn't mean that the meeting isn't important, but I put a value on it. Did you catch it? You've got to become courageous enough, mature enough to put value. I put a value on my wife. I put a value on her. Because I put a value on her, there are certain things that I will do for her I won't do for anybody else, not even my kids. I put a value on her. All right? Put a value on her. Here's the last thing. You ready? Number 6. I'm not missing opportunities. This is going to bless somebody. When something new is revealed to you, give yourself to it. Somebody right now just had an epiphany because there's something new that was given to somebody. And a new opportunity, if that's you, just put in the thread, that's me. A new opportunity, a new door was extended to you. And you've been apprehensive to move. You've been slow to move. No. When something new is revealed to you about you, right? When something new is revealed to you, give yourself to it. You ready? Here we go. I'm going to read you a quote. Yes, I'm going to read you a quote, and I'm going to get ready to give my closing statements. My niece just sent me a text. Wow. Right? When something is revealed to you, give yourself to it. Trust it. Listen to this quote. Watch this, Trina. Watch this, Diane. Opportunities fly away if we're not fast enough to cage them. Therefore, to maximize opportunities in our lives, we must take advantage of whatever we have at the moment. Wow. Opportunities. I want everybody to see this in your mind, that there's a bird and the bird is sitting right in front of you. And you just sit there looking at the bird. Finally, the bird flies off. And then you start chasing the bird as it's flying away. Do you really think you're going to catch that bird? No. I've discovered this about my life. I would rather be ahead than be behind. Because at least if I'm ahead, I get a chance for that which is coming to catch up with me. I need everybody to understand the size of this lesson tonight. You ready? Here it is. There are going to be opportunities sitting right in front of you. If you are emotionally distracted, if you are not a clear thinker, if you are operating from a narrow understanding of your life, if you do not understand the power of relationships, and if you're not good at understanding what you're presently doing with your life, you're going to miss opportunities. Because that bird ain't going to sit there forever. And once that bird takes off and starts to fly, you're going to be running behind it. You're not going to be able to catch the bird. You got to cage it. You got to cage the opportunity. It's sitting there. I'm talking to somebody right now. where literally opportunities are sitting in your hand. Someone has come to you in the last 7 days and said, would you consider? Someone has come to you in the last 7 days and said, what do you think about this? That there's been opportunities literally placed in your hand. And you've got to be able to be like Rahab, who took advantage of the opportunities. You got to be able to cage the opportunity. And that's really what I wanted to say tonight. I'm living in a season of opportunity. I mean, when I tell you I'm living in season, and the enemy will do everything in his power to make sure you miss your opportunity. I mean, everything in his power to make sure that you're too damaged or too miserable or too afraid or too whatever. And you just say, well, you know what? I'll try it again next year. No, you're going to wake up one day, you're going to be like Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley admits one thing as it relates to his basketball career. You know what? A better example is Dan Marino. Dan Marino went to the Super Bowl as a starting quarterback his rookie year in the NFL. And everybody said Dan Marino would be a regular visitor to the Super Bowl. In a 17, 18-year career, he never made it back. He had one opportunity to win a Super Bowl championship, and he never made it back. Wow. Never made it back. Are you aware of the opportunities that are in front of you? Are you aware of the opportunities that are sitting in front of you? Some of you are being given a chance to work with a startup company. Some of you are getting a chance to launch your own nonprofit. Some of you getting a chance to build out, and all you're worried about is your present light bill and your present food consumption, your present car. You don't understand that if you try something different, you will be amazed at what you end up with. I'm done. I'm done. So I'll be back next Monday. I will be back next Monday. I'm super excited about this and super excited about what's happening through E3. Listen, I encourage you every week to become an E3 investor in something that is amazing. One of my spiritual daughters typed in the thread, seize the moment. And that's what I'm asking you to do, to seize the moment by becoming an investor in E3. I've got some amazing things coming down the pike. Last week I was out of town. The last 2 weeks I've been out of town. And so now I'm settled back in. And so I want to encourage you to go right now to E3 JEG Cash App, E3 JEG Cash App, E3 JEG, and give right now. I'm challenging those who can and will to sow $56. If you've already sown it, but you want to help me reach my goal of $2,000, and the $2,000 will be used to build out some of the rest of the stuff that we're trying to do. We got a website that we're building out, some other things we're trying to do, and those who will join me becoming an investor, you can best believe I'm using it to benefit you and the content that I give you every week. You listen. Let's be real. There are those who pay thousands of dollars to get the content that you're getting. And so I would encourage you to join me by becoming an investor. As well, if you do not receive my text messages every day, you can text E3 to 84576. You can type in E3 to 84576 right now and join the E3 family. Receive the texts and receive the free downloads, and be encouraged and be inspired. So again, go to E3JEG, $E3JEG, become a part of investing in a movement for you to live your best life, for you to accomplish the most amazing things, and for you to help me release my voice all over the world. Release my voice all over the world. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for being a part of the E3 family. We'll be back again next Saturday, Lord Jesus. I got so much stuff. Next Monday at 6 o'clock. And remember, this is your moment. This is your season. Seize the moment and watch what comes your way. Let's maximize opportunities. Be blessed.